Hello everyone, Heccu here. I am ready for another interview, and I'm sure that the person on the other side of the call is ready for it too. This time, it's a Hungarian IGL from Budapest Five who turned 21 2 days ago. Coolio, congratulations on becoming a little bit older.
Thank you so much.
It was a surprise because I was preparing the questions like a few days ago, and when I checked, I was like, "You're 20," and then today I just rechecked all of the questions, like all of my data, and then I see you're 21. I'm like, wait, what? And then like I found out like actually like 2 days ago, yeah, you had your birthday, so yeah, now you're older
I'm
and
too old.
too old. You're an IGL. You're an IGL, so it's fine. Like if you'd be an Oper, like an entry fragger, like yeah, like you kind of want like like the young guys. But when you're an IGL, like you're good until 30. You'll have like no
Yeah,
problems.
thank you.
But yeah, but that's like the possible future. But we probably first should focus on how everything actually started for you. You first popped into the scene by playing some HLTV games here and there, but the real grind for you became started when you started playing under the Salamander banner. I would like to know just like a little bit more about that project. Was the Salamander roster built like by the players, or was it like the org and they had some kind of like maybe like a coach, a GM who made the selection?
Yeah, the Salamander signed our roster, which was called 2998 back then.
Mm-hmm.
So the team consisted of Aaron, Basity, Flash, Bodito, and me.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say that we feel that we were in a good enough. So we changed the lineup. So Flashy decided to go to the coach role, and after we brought Torji and Cory to the team,
Mm-hmm.
so it started.
Okay, so that's how it started. But yeah, but that Salamander like roster, like it managed to reach the playoffs of advanced, and by placing third, you got a second chance to get MDL. And even though you did not succeed at getting a spot in the higher league, you've managed to get the attention of one of your local orgs, which is Budapest Five. So,
Yeah,
which result like in you getting signed, and now for more than a year, you've been playing under their banner. Another player that was with you in Salamander was Torzy. He was also with you in Budapest Five. Around a month ago, Mouse Sports announced that they gathered an academy team, and one of the players that got signed like was your like, ex Oper. Did Torzy get bought by Mouse? Like, was it a surprise for you that he got bought out?
I think it was obvious that sooner or later, but it will be happen. So we'll recognize his talent. But yeah, I'm happy for him and his success. He deserved this. He's a really good player.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but even before Torzy left, the team already started going through some pretty big changes. Of course, I'm referring to the fact that the team went from being a full Hungarian roster to having a player from the Netherlands. At the moment, at least according to Wikipedia and like some of your like final ECA games, you have three Hungarians, one player from the Netherlands, and one substitute player or like a trial from Bulgaria. Why did Budapest Five decide to go international and not stay just a full Hungarian roster?
hmm we felt that we couldn't achieve what we wanted with 5 Hungarians, so we had no other option just to go international.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there are some upcoming players in Hungary with good aim, but they are just too inexperienced. And after we find Fasher, and we felt that the team started to improve.
Mm-hmm.
And after Toji was bought out, so we wanted to look for another originator. So yeah, it was good when we find Fasher, but after the news, we need to find one more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Like after the news of Victoria,
Yeah.
but like while like doing some research like on you, on your team, and also your region, I was kind of pretty surprised that I didn't spot any other active Hungarian teams. Furthermore, there are no Hungarian players in any of HTV's top 30 teams. which is a bit unusual since like Hungary, it's a pretty big country, and some of your neighbors have pretty active CS:GO scenes. Do you have an explanation on why are almost no Hungarian teams? Why are there like almost no Hungarian teams, and what is the reason why there are no Hungarian players in HLTV's top 30?
Mm, I think we are in a difficult situation in Hungary because we are the best team in our country, and our peak is the 41, if I remember. And in the many other countries, you have that opportunity to be noticed by a better team, that the teams are in the top 30. So yeah, we need to grind for ourselves. We don't have chance to get experience for better player in Hungary. So if we want to get some new info, we need to search uh, a player who is not in Hungary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell like this something like from like my experience. For a really long time, many players in my region, like the Baltic states, consider that it's impossible for anyone to get anywhere close to tier one. Then there was Robs. He made a breakthrough by playing FPL and showed the whole region that it's actually doable. Since then, other players like Broky, Beamus, and Yukinder did the same thing. And even like right now at the moment, two of those players, that being Broky and Yukinder, actually managed to reach this year's I Am Cologne playoffs. If someone, for example, would tell me this like 2 years ago, I would never believe them. So, like we have this problem of not having like fully like Latvian, fully Estonian, fully Lithuanian teams, or like we barely have them, and you have the same problem. Do Hungarian players look at FPL and FPLC as a possible way to build a career?
First of all, I think Torji has a chance to get into the top 30, so maybe he can give some experience for us
Mm-hmm.
and he can help us. But for the FPL, I think it's a good way to get in the spotlight. If you have good KD and you kill a lot. But if you want to grind with your team and you want to get better, you have no chance to qualify to FPL because you simply don't have time to play enough games in FPLC. Uh, Once you get into the top 30 with your team, you will probably get invited to FPL and you can show what you are capable of. So I think the best way is to grind with your team and try to get invited to the FPL.
Mm. It's impossible to grind FPL and to keep on grinding the HLTV. It's so many
Yeah,
tournaments to play all the time. Yeah, because
yeah, and a lot of prac.
yeah, and a lot of like, but yeah, I guess like I really hope that maybe like Torzy will be, the one that maybe that will light the fire in your region, and maybe like next season, who knows, maybe your team will manage to reach MDL, I mean, which is now like called Premier, and maybe that will start like the ball rolling. Until that, like we'll have to wait, we'll have to see, but like hopefully there will be like more like movement in your region with all the things that are happening. By the way, since Salamander and the old Budapest Five were like full Hungarian, was it hard for you to switch your IGLing to English?
I thought it was going to be hard, but actually it went pretty easy. Even though I think that right now I have the worst English in the team. Everyone can understand me, and we spend a lot of time in the server to have different calls for different moves, rounds, and so on. And this makes my situation easier. So this is how we're going.
Mm-hmm. But also, if I had to guess, it doesn't only depend like what how good you're at in English. It's pretty important how exactly you lead your team. Like, do you take full control of what is happening during the whole round, or do you give your players as much freedom as they want?
I like to prepare before a game, and we like to play our own game. And if it's not working, we usually take a pause to talk through what we should change in our game. About freedom, sometimes, for example, if the au pair has a better spawn and he asked, I would like to pick ramp, I said, yeah, you can do it. Or if Cory feels the game, he's our entry fragger. I like to build the rounds around him because it's likely that he will get double entry or multiple kills because he's really talented. Yeah, so I like to take full control, but if I feel that Fleeve or Cory has a really good game, I like to build the rounds for them.
I see. I mean, that makes sense, and especially since like you're still like trying to improve your English skills, like this like really helps you out because like maybe if they start the round like and say something, you just say like yes, and the round is like overall like you're ready for it. But yeah, but overall like IGLing is not really easy because while every player does like the classical routine of aimboarding every day, like death matching, you must take an extra step in your preparations. In the beginning of this interview, you already mentioned that you're only 21, which is still pretty young for an IGL. Uh, what do you do to improve your in-game leading skills?
I think watching a lot of demos is the easiest way to improve as an IGL. Other than that, I also like to listen to different podcasts on how the better ones are thinking about the game itself. And of course, going to the server and thinking through what we have done wrong or what could we have done better also helps improving not only as a team but even individually too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah, you try to balance, yeah, like that, understand. But yeah, I guess like
yeah.
uh every player should like watch demos, but it's kind of like the IGL who needs to watch the most to improve. But yeah, it's like it's not an easy role to get good at. With your current players, you've managed to qualify for the last advanced playoffs. First, you won against I think Bulgarians. Like yeah, it was
Fate.
It was Fate, the Bulgarians from Fate. Then you unfortunately lost to Enterprise, who are like a Czech, like a team from the Czech
Yeah.
Republic, and then another Bulgarian team, Skate, ended your playoff run. Do you think this result is due to all the recent changes in your roster, or do you think that you would have managed to get further if the bracket looked a little bit different?
Actually, I think we had a pretty good bracket, but we played as a mix without any practice and know that we would replace Mar, but there was a roster lock, so we had to play the rest of the season with him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we started to play with Mar and we see it's not working together, so we uh, try to other players, but there was a roster lock, so we need to play as a mix
Mm-hmm.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate, but I mean the next season of ECA, I think it starts already like in a month. But
Yeah.
actually, like many teams, especially the ones from the tier 1 level, are going to take some time off during the player break. Since you're kind of in a position where you need to play all of the tournament, like all of the tournaments, everything that is possible to improve your global rating. I would like to know your plan. Are you going to keep on grinding during the player break, or you're gonna just go and chill?
We are trying to play as much as possible when everyone is available, but I think all of us need to time to recharge so that we can bring out our full potential once the season starts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we would like to play, but hard to find breaks, because the better teams going to take a break. So yeah, if we can, we will play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll try to practice. You'll try to play as many tournaments as possible, as long as there anything to play. I guess, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, but the thing is like Gambit, who are now like the HLTV is like number 1, that have been like in the top for a really long time. They actually managed to secure a spot in top 30 during last summer's player break. So I would not be surprised if many teams will try to replicate their journey. The only thing is that at the moment when they tried to do this push, they were already like 100% sure in their roster. I'm not sure how it is for you at the moment. I really hope that your team will get into that state pretty soon, and you'll be able to maybe hype up your local scene with some good results, or maybe like Torzy will hype it up. Like I don't know, like I can really relate, like when like you have like a scene, like something is happening, but it's not too active. It's like, like, not like the Bulgarians who just have like, I don't know, like two teams in HLTV or even more. But yeah, coolio, it's always a pleasure to talk to someone from like a different part of Europe, and I love getting to know more about other scenes. So thank you very much for accepting my invite and joining me today for this interview. Before we head out, before we finish the interview, would you like to send a message to your supporters, teammates, or maybe your organization?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for the invite. And yeah, I would like to thanks for the fans who cheering for us. And yeah, we will work on our CS and we try to get better.
Awesome, awesome. Like I really hope it works out for you, because like seeing like new blood, like, or new teams and new names in HLTV top 30s, it's always nice. But yeah, dear viewers, remember to follow both Coolio and me on social media, and I'll see you back in the next interview. Until that,